Hi, and welcome to our second video of the Tips and Tricks series. In this video, we will use the TPG Property Viewer version 3.2 to demonstrate how to navigate on the map, use Basemaps, get coordinates, and share a location. First, open the TPG Property Viewer. Once loaded, there are multiple ways you can navigate around the map. To zoom, you can either use the zoom in or zoom out buttons on the map, or you can also use the scroll wheel on your mouse. To zoom in onto a specific area, you can also press the Shift key on your keyboard while dragging a box on the map. To pan up and down and left and right, hold the left click and drag your mouse. You can also use the arrows on your keyboard. Or you could use the bookmarks with predefined locations for New Zealand cities. For example, select Auckland. Use these arrows to go back and forth between your current map extent and the previous extents you have viewed. If you want to return to the initial map extent of New Zealand, click on the Default Extent button. Now that you can navigate, let's talk about the imagery background of this map. If you want to change this background, explore the Basemaps tab on the top right corner of your screen. A base map is basically a geographic context map that displays in the background, under the map layers. A base map usually contains imagery or topography with labels for places and roads. Among the base map choices provided in the TPG Property Viewer, there is the Google Satellite Imagery and Street Maps, the lens imagery sourced from the Lens Data Services, the lens topography, also sourced from the Lens Data Services, which contains the New Zealand place names, roads, trails, contours, and much more. The world imagery, and all the other world-themed base maps, which are provided and maintained by our GIS software provider, Esri. For this base map, the imagery is sourced from the New Zealand councils, as well as other satellites, and it may be the most recent imagery available for some areas in New Zealand. Finally, the default imagery is the one that displays when you first open the map. It is basically the same as the world imagery previously described. Now, from our previous video, you know how to use the search tool to locate properties in places. But for some projects, you may also need to provide the coordinates of a specific location to your client. There is a tool in the TPG Property Viewer that allows you to collect the coordinates information for a point. First, find the location on the map. For example, the streetlight pole on Victoria Street in Hamilton. You can see it by its shade. To get the coordinates, click on the Coordinates tool in the bottom left of the screen, and then click on the map. The coordinate information is provided in decimal degrees and is computed using the New Zealand geodetic datum. Coordinates display in longitude, latitude, and can be selected, copied, and pasted somewhere else. Finally, the TPG Property Viewer makes it easy for you to share a location with other members of staff at TPG. For example, if you were looking at an area or a piece of land that doesn't have an address, it may be challenging to explain to someone in another office exactly where to look to find the land. Instead, use the Share tool in the TPG Property Viewer. First, locate the land. Then, click on the Share tool on the top right of your screen. Click on Link Options and copy the text from the link preview. You can now paste this link in an email. Whoever will click on the link at the other end will be prompted to access the TPG Property Viewer and log on, and automatically be directed to view the same extent of the map. Thank you for watching this video, and feel free to contact our team if you need help or have any questions.